Harnesses. Are they beneficial or are they harmful? Should you get rid of them or should you use them? All that and more coming up. Hello dog lover, my name is Saro and this is Harvey, my dog, my beagle. In this episode we're going to talk about harnesses. But before we go any further, let me just give you this tip that tools are not the solution. You can't solve a behavioral issue using any tool, including harnesses. If your dog is barking or pulling on the leash or misbehaving, harness is not a tool to use to solve that behavioral issue. You have to deal with the behavioral issue differently. Many dog owners are depending on tools, and that is the wrong way to approach any behavioral issue in your dog. So let's dive in, knowing all these, to the idea of whether the harness is a good idea or not. The reason I suggest using a harness on your dog is because we want to reduce the amount of pressure or the pressure that it gets to the neck using your dog's collar. If your dog, let's say if it's a pulley dog and it pulls, and you want to reduce the pressure from your dog's neck, when you put on a harness on a dog, it actually gives more power to the dog to pull on the leash. It gives more freedom and flexibility to pull on the leash. They tend to use their shoulders and all their back and all the legs in front's power to pull on the leash. So actually it works against you when you have a dog who's a pulley. So think of dogs, sled dogs, they usually wear harness. The reason for that is because it gives them the freedom and the ability to pull on the sled. So actually harnesses teaches and lets the dog to pull on the leash. So it doesn't help with the pulling on the leash. So when a dog or a puppy or an older dog stay is pulling on the leash, they're putting a lot of pressure on their neck, right? So that's where we usually put the collar, and they put a lot of pressure on their neck. So what happens when a dog is pulling pressure on the neck, if you're using a collar, what happens, all that negative energy, all that pressure is distributed, especially because their neck is very sensitive, and it's a sensitive area. In this area, it's very sensitive. All that pressure is just distributed to their spine, and their spine is connected to all the nerves that goes in their body, and all those nerves and joints, and including their neck, gets stressed. And when they get stressed, they cause to develop health issues, including injuries and also cancer. So even when you put a harness on the dog, the pressure from the neck is just transferred to somewhere else, and it's alleviated to their shoulders and their chest. So therefore, it's the same pressure that they will put when they are wearing a collar, but instead now the pressure is spread to their neck and shoulders and the chest. So now it's less, the pressure is less, but still there's a negative force active in their chest and in their body. So in general, harness doesn't help or reduces the pressure. It just distributes differently. So I don't recommend harness to be used for dogs who tend to be pulling on the leash. Your better solution, or the healthier solution, would be to train them. Harvey is sleeping now. I hope that answers your question. If you want to become an educated dog lover, and if you want to have a well-behaved dog, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share. And until next time, have fun with your dog.